Welcome to Automania YouTube channel, the most complete automotive channel in YouTube. Climbing west out of the resort town of Rimini on the Adriatic Drift, the harsh and tight asphalt wanders aimlessly through the Apennine Mountains where vineyards and slick squares look glued to the land like stamps on an envelope and sections of cypress trees point skywards in idealized lines. I'm riding the refreshed 2018 Ducati Monster 821, and it supplements the immortal excellence of the place as much as its cutting edge lines and burbling 90-degree twin difference the rustic vistas. Italy, it appears to me, is a place where there is symmetry and turmoil, a place where the new should battle with the old, and where the curious and the great go as an inseparable unit. Note that the traveler pegs are separate from rider pegs, dealing with one of the niggling stylish problem of the past age from various perspectives, such as the situation with the centerkin of Ducati's Monster Loop. The leader Monster 1200 throws a long shadow, however where it can be reckless and forcing, the 821 takes the fixings that make the 1200 so luring, and shows them in a more estimated way that incorporates the value, which at $11,995 is $3,000, not exactly the 1200. Acquainted with the Monster Loop for 2015, the 821cc 11-degree tester Stretta engine is unaltered for 2018, just like the skeleton. It gets an indistinguishable bodywork from the 2017 Monster 1200, highlighting another front light, a slimmer tank more reminiscent of the first M900, and an updated tail segment. It likewise gets a full shading TFT dash, a best retire piece that recommends this bicycle isn't simply made to a value point, yet is a contrasting option to any rider searching for a tactile ordeal that isn't overwhelmed by huge power and blacktop undulating torque. Ducati Creature 821 static lineup, accessible in great Ducati yellow, red, and matte dark, which looks best with the setting sun over the Adriatic Drift, with a guaranteed 109 pull and 63 pounds-feet of torque. For all intents and purposes an indistinguishable numbers from a year ago's model, disregarding another €4 consistent fumes. The 821 snappy revving engine pulls from down low with an elating, front wheel flinging mid-range punch. As far as possible up to top drive at 9,250 RPM. Throttle reaction is phenomenal, and I didn't encounter any jerkiness or drivetrain lash, so riding through town was a joy, paying little mind to riding mode regardless of whether the Italian activity was more turbulent than it is in my little New York town, where surge hour keeps going from around 5 o'clock to 5:15 and there are a greater number of tractors than autos. 2018 Ducati Creature 821 front wheel points of interest. Brembo radially mounted M4.32 calipers, bout spread ace chamber, and 320mm plates give the merchandise to solid, certain braking with a lot of criticism for street riding. On our course through the Apennines, the restricted streets were overwhelmed by visually impaired, off-camber 180-degree barrettes and third-equipped sweepers crosswise over scarred and uneven asphalt. While this checked by and large speed, it put the 821 through hell. For my 150-pound outline, the suspension was not excessively delicate at the pace I was running. However, unpleasant surfaces could make the ride unforgiving as the suspension attempted to adapt. I speculate riders more than 180 lbs may locate the 821 too delicately sprung, and with restricted movability on tap, there's very little for it. The taking care of was certainty moving, and I was astounded that the front end felt so planted, giving sufficient input as I twisted on the throttle leaving corners. The burble of the fumes note changing into a magnetic, however to some degree quieted wail. The 2018 Ducati Creature 821 instrument points of interest. The Monster 821 comes standard with Ducati's safety pack, which incorporates 3-way Bosch apps and 8-level footing control, in addition to 3 riding modes. The new TFT dash makes exploring menu choices natural and gives helpful data like tank go and an apparatus marker. Its bounty unmistakable in daylight, however not surprisingly, not exactly as stark as a LCD. With the new bodywork, The 821's ergos have changed somewhat. The slim tank made it simple to move around on the bicycle and the rich, adjusted seat was agreeable throughout the day. Wide bars set the rider to some degree forward, setting weight over the front wheel. Riders of differing statures had a tendency to concur that the rider triangle was spacious for such a physically minimal machine. I just scratched hard parts once on the left side, the side stand, I think, so cornering leeway, in any event for somebody my weight, is for the most part satisfactory out and about. Ducati Beast 821 on-street activity. Combined with the light feel of the link-activated grasp, the transmission gives positive engagement and smooth shifts. However, I had a few false neutrals in the lower eclipse, and missed several movements, which may have recently been down to my own messiness. All things considered, navigating the apparatuses at corner exits is a joy. Alarm mode yet utilitarian, reasonable yet energizing, altogether present day yet deliberately connected to its radiant past. The 821, similar to Italy itself, mixes restricting powers in an amicable entire, producing its own particular character all the while. The 821 isn't only the monster 1200 smallkin. It's an easy to understand bundle reasonable for less experienced riders, but on the other hand it's skilled, and taking part in ways that interest to riders searching for a bike recognized, not by a solitary overwhelming sensation, but rather by the equality of its parts in quest for motorcycling delight. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, give us a comment, share to your friends, and subscribe to our channel. See you again on the next video.